Hey everyone, Josh here, Canadian immigration lawyer and Visto.ai tech co-founder. I'm here to talk to you about an important topic, email lists. Now, in my opinion, still one of the most important things to be using, building, and growing in 2024 and beyond for three core reasons that I'm going to jump into in just a second, so sit tight. Now, first, I want to tell you a quick story. Probably about 8 years ago, I was an immigration lawyer and I was building my own practice, and kind of on a whim, and thanks to some helpful advice, I created an email list. And at the time, what I was doing was talking about solopreneurship and business topics and stuff like that. And over the years, it really expanded and evolved a lot, right? I veered into some of the law, I veered into building businesses, different types of businesses, business podcasting, a whole bunch of stuff. But I always maintained that email list. So now, probably about 7 or 8 years later, I have a much bigger email list, and I have a long-standing loyal subscriber base of people who've been really reading my emails and content and building a relationship with me for 7, 8 years now, right? Which, as you can imagine, no matter what you're doing, service business, product business, tech business, old-fashioned, services business, that's one of the best ways to be selling, right? And I'm going to get into the three really core reasons of why you should already have and or be building an email list right now. Now, reason number one is that, as weird as it might sound, building an email list is actually a really personal way to build a relationship with your followers, right? If we think of other ways that you can sort of build your following online, maybe it's blogs, maybe it's a social media account like on YouTube or Instagram, there's many ways that you can build a following. Why email is so important, or one of the three reasons why email is so important, is that because email is actually extremely personal, right? Think about it. On a day-to-day basis, who are you communicating with through email and how, right? You're making sales, you're assisting clients, maybe you even email back and forth with family and friends. What does that mean? Email is actually an extremely personal method of communication, right? So instead of seeing somebody on your feed, or seeing a random YouTube video or subscriber, if you're actually hitting someone's inbox over and over again, and they're obviously sharing informational or helpful or educational or entertaining content, it's actually a really personal way to build that relationship, right? Again, you're not competing with somebody's feed, you're not on some other random website, you're showing up in their personal inbox day after day or week after week or month after month, and that can actually be a really personal way to kind of build that relationship. Another reason why SMS texting has been really successful too, right? What could be more personal than showing up in a person's phone, right? Now, most people are probably reading your emails on their phone, which again is a good proxy for the fact that sending emails is actually, and again, it might sound weird, really personal way to build a relationship with people. That's reason number one, and we're just warming up. Reason number two that you need to be building an email list is because it's the best way to stay on people's radar. What I mean by this is when you're doing sales or you're trying to grow, like I said, any type of business, you never know when a prospective client or lead might be ready to move forward with you, right? And this is the approach I took when I was building my law firm. Specifically, I was doing immigration law. One of the tough things about immigration law was that it wasn't necessarily always an emergency for a prospective client, right? Maybe they weren't ready to immigrate right away. Maybe they didn't need an extension for another few months. So what do we want to do as business owners or marketers or salespeople? We want to stay on the top of people's minds so that if and when they're ready to move forward with our company or our services or our products, we're the first person that pops into their head, right? Maybe you have a great sales call with somebody and they're just not ready to buy right now. Or they're just not convinced yet, right? Or they don't fully trust you yet, right? An email list is a great way to, number one, continue to build trust, as I mentioned in point number one, and maybe more importantly, point number two, to always be the person who's at the top of their mind so that if and when they're ready to take that next step, you are the first person that comes to mind for them. This is another reason why having a good cadence of emails is important, right? Sending an email every 2 months is not as valuable as sending an email every 2 weeks. Now, we'll cover that in another video. But again, another hugely important reason to be building an email list is that not necessarily you're sending the most earth-shattering content in the world, you should always strive to, but more importantly, It's sending really quality content. Maybe it's a couple times a week, maybe it's a couple times a month, just so that you can maintain that relationship and stay top of mind for people who are on the list, people who are, prospective buyers, so that if and when they're ready to buy, you're the first person they think of. Now, last but certainly not least, the third reason why you should be building an email list is because social media is overrated. You heard me right. Now, don't get me wrong. I use plenty of social media. I post a lot on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on YouTube, as you're probably watching this right now. But I think of social media as the very top of my funnel. This is where I want to try and get some attention. Of course, building relationships and building your brand, but I really look at social media as the funnel to get people onto my email list. The main reason for this is the email list is much more reliable and it's something that you own, right? You own that list of emails, people who have opted in, and no matter what happens, that email list is yours forever. When it comes to social media platforms, especially these days, they're harder than ever to navigate and stay compliant on, quote unquote, right? So what do I mean by this? Well, maybe tomorrow LinkedIn changes their algorithm, or maybe tomorrow Twitter decides that random post of yours from last week was not allowed, and so they ban you, or they shadow ban you, or they do God knows what, right? Now, those are just two examples of two platforms that popped into my head, right? This can apply to any and every social media platform. You don't fully own that audience. You don't fully control how the algorithm works, how much they're pushing your content out, or anything like that. With email, you do, right? When you get that subscriber and they're on your email list, and you start sending them good content and they're opening it, there's nothing better in terms of deliverability, and like I said in point one, building that relationship on a personal level. So I'm not saying to ignore social media. I use it a lot. Social media should definitely be part of your marketing strategy. But what you should aim to do is funnel all those followers, subscribers, anybody from social media onto an email list that you own, where you can have much more control and continue to be building that relationship and sending them your best content, I think should be sent through the email list. Now, obviously, a quick caveat is follow the respective email list requirements in your country or region or whatever, right? People need to opt in. Don't spam people, right? Don't randomly add people to your email list, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe I'll cover that in another video. But again, that's why the email list is so much more valuable, in my opinion, and I've seen this time and time again with people getting banned, losing accounts, shadow bans, algorithm change hurts your reach, right? Hurts your impressions, all that kind of stuff. So again, reason number 3, maybe the most important, why it's so important to build, nurture, and grow your email list. It's something you control. It's something you own forever that nobody can take away. So those are the core reasons why you need to be starting, building, growing your email list in 2024 and beyond. Again, really quickly to summarize the 3 reasons. Number 1, because you want to be building an ongoing personal relationship with those clients, those leads, those prospects, and email is the perfect way to do it. Number 2, because you never know when that person might be ready to move forward with your company, and you want to stay top of mind by providing them with consistent, quality content to stay top of mind in that prospect's head. And number 3, because it's the best way to own the channel of communication, right? Social media has so many ifs and what ifs and risks, and who knows what could happen with algorithms and banning and stuff like that. The email list is something that you own forever. They can't take it away from you. Even if your email provider cuts you off, you can still take that email list and use another email autoresponder or, platform or something like that. So anyways, that is it. The 3 reasons why you should definitely be using an email list, especially if you're in it for the long haul. You want to build that list of followers, growers, subscribers, and of course, sales and clients. So anyways, thanks so much for watching this episode. I hope you found the video helpful. Please feel free to let me know if you have any comments or questions on the topic, more on email lists. I'll probably be creating more content around how to build them, how to grow them, more of the specifics. So please feel free to let me know in the comments. And of course, if you like this kind of stuff, make sure to join my email list. You'll find the link in the description. I'm using Substack right now. I think it's a great way to do it. I'll probably have some videos on that in the future. So again, any support through a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure you're subscribed to the Substack in the description, and I will see you in the next video.